Hey, my name is Ramirez. I was going to just do a reaction video of news, but that I pushed that down a little because I was looking through my journal and I had found. Okay, first I should properly set this up to be like, oh, let's talk this first. Actually, let's just start with the song first. So again, my name is Remy. Um, Immortal Technique was somebody I grew up listening to in high school, thanks to, I think I've talked about Richard, my best friend at the time. It's like really tall. And I just wanted to play this. It's less than 15 seconds, so it doesn't really matter.
So I'm a mercenary, I don't care how I get richer. Like American companies that did business with Hitler. Get the picture, nigga? I'm the best of both worlds without the hidden camera and the 12-year-old girl. Let's face it,
And then he says, let's face it, you basic. He even brings up, like, the whole blackmail ring thing. Where it's just like, I don't need no 12-year-old girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to blackmail you. And just how American corporations did business with Hitler. Like, I've just been visiting a lot of old music. And re-listening to Immortal Technique always brings me back to somewhere where it just reminds me of, like, you know, there's a song, I think it's from the same album, called Point of No Return, where I remember admitting to myself, like, recently, actually, it's kind of why I wanted to bring up the journal, was in 2019, I remember making that decision. Like, you know what? I'm done. I don't really care anymore. Like, I'm going to talk about Q stuff. I'm going to, right? Like, I doubled down on all this stuff. So actually, to show you, this is, I'm going to read from June 14th, but this is 2019. Just to show you a picture of where the date is. I'm not really scared of anything embarrassing being on here because this notebook was like, I don't know how to say this, primarily like Nixian stuff. Right? Like it says Nixium was found guilty on all charges. This was June 13th, 2019. I just wanted to show a date. And I'm going to leave this right here because that's my contract that I signed to myself. Very poor handwriting. You'll notice I typically tend to write in cursive. As weird as that is, I actually only write in cursive. I don't know if anybody finds that weird or not, but that's just how I do it. Let me see if I could size this correctly. Yeah, I wanted to talk about, well, besides the song, I wanted to talk about, right, because this is a journal entry video, right? That's what I titled this? Yes, I did. I titled it a journal entry. Because this whole thing with me and, like, noticing my own behaviors, noticing me lying, noticing, like, this has been a long reoccurring thing. And hold on, wrong page. I know people can't read, but I'm going to be reading where the bear is. I don't remember why I like drew on the page first. So this was 2019, actually. This was before I learned how to, like, properly draw. Like there's one proper face in the corner on the opposite side. Like I drew that using Andrew Loomis's human facial proportions. So that's why that face looks better than everything else on the page, because I actually was applying something and then I wrote in it. But I just wanted to read what I wrote. Could you tell me about all the little lies you tell yourself? That gets me closer to knowing you. It is much easier to know someone from the lies they tell. Decipher the reason to their lies. That will tell you first and foremost if they are shallow or a person who's given in to the weakest primal desire. You, the liar, can recognize, right? Because this is a conversation I'm having to myself, right? You, the liar, can recognize the lies they tell. They know how wrong it is, but because of the way society works, now it's almost nigh impossible to give feedback to said individual. They live life never knowing right from wrong. living life unaware, 2, understanding what basic knowledge is, like cleaning, organizing their homes, a little bit of Jordan Peterson rhetoric at this time, actually, you can kind of tell, clothing their clothes, using the wash. Let's not even bring up the notion. Oh, let's not even bring up the notion of cooking a meal. A meal! Exclamation point. Where is this? I should move this picture a little bit up. Not those meals that cook in 15 minutes. People have really lost themselves in this self-gratifying world where everything you want is given to you in 15 minutes or less. You expect me to believe these idiots to suddenly change their course of thought? Yeah, idealistically, things sound good and peachy, but could be nothing. But could be nothing further from the truth. Those things sound great, but are you willing to work the long, gruesome hours under the sun? And then I wrote at the very end, praise the sun. That's like a Dark Souls reference. Dark Souls is a video game, and there's a character in there. His name is Soler. He always looks at the sun, and he's always like, if I could only be so gloriously incandescent as the sun. And that's just, he was one of my favorite characters. And I remember writing this, cause right, so this was June 14th. So like the day before, right? Yeah, because I think it's the 13th. Either way, this was, oh no, September 17th. Yeah, I like to reuse pages, so this is 2019, but yeah, this originally started off with me wanting to look for this contract, but then I found the previous page, and then I was like, oh, like this is, I've like been doing this for a while now, because I read that page and I was like, I wrote this. And then my last page, actually what I was originally looking for was a poem by Fyodor. What is it? Fyodor Dostoevsky. I can't pronounce these Russian names, so please bear with me. Yeah, but I was looking for this quote that I wrote. Just wanted to make sure I had it on hand, because I'm going to be doing this on camera, and then I have to interject all these were the words. Where is it? Okay, yeah, September 17th. This was when I like really decided to myself. I wrote, this is a contract with myself. I am tired of hearing myself now is the time. My drive is for a great selfish reason. A better wife for a better life. I can't believe I wrote this. I must give in and work out, change my whole diet. I want to look great. To get me a great woman. While I work, I have to get my spine therapy and lose weight. Must. This contract is for a better life, a new future, the ideal me. And I wrote down at the bottom, will rewrite. Because at the time, right, I'm like over 400 pounds. There's a lot of brain fog. I'm not going to say that like I wrote that fully aware of where I was going to end up at. But yeah, that was 2019. And then next thing you know, like my crypto keys are on this page. Nah, not even. That's a different notebook. Probably shouldn't say that on camera either. So yeah, Fyodor Dostoevsky. That X is it was my attempt at drawing the logo for XRP. So it's not a occultic X. It's not representative as above, so below. Some people would say that the XRP logo is that, but whatever. So this is a quote from Fyodor Dostoevsky. I don't know if I pronounced that right, so I'm sorry any Russians that find this video. Like the scars we gain, those that imprint themselves onto us are like trees struck by lightning and survive the will and grow bigger than before, but the scars remain, leaving fatal imprints that will forever affect it. but will allow it to grow stronger to support itself. And the person I found this quote from, I call him Big Bear, but his name is Owen Benjamin. He's that controversial guy that also around the same time, like, so I watched him change his life from 2018 and on, because I was watching the Crowder show. I saw him get kicked off. I saw the little bit of controversy that's around that moment. So I had seen this guy go from an alcoholic, go from a very low point in his life, see him cry on stream, see him, like, in a weird way, see him make a fool of himself on stream, and see him change his life. Like, now if you look at him, he's a happy husband. He has, I think, 3 kids. He owns his own farm. He has his own community. Like, he's a big proponent, or at least a big proponent, to the underground homesteading movement that's, like, cropping up. Everyone on my Instagram page that I follow is a bear from the bear community. And at the time that he read this was 2019 or 2020. Can't remember. But he wrote this at a time where, again, I had put myself through stupid cycles and I had made stupid ass decisions. And yeah, it was around the time that I thought that I could change my ex into weird ass shit, right? Stupid ass shit. I'm fucking retarded at the time. Because I'm not accepting, right? I'm accepting a lot of different lessons at this time. And this lesson at this time was for me to learn that, how do I say this? Not everyone is willing to move forward from whatever scars or whatever things that they've occurred throughout their life. And some people aren't willing to change that. Some people are okay with being in the places that they're at. And, right, I had no place into trying to force somebody to completely change their life. And I can't remember what Big Bear was talking about. Owen Benjamin. I can't remember what he was talking about at the time during this stream, but it really struck a chord with me, where it was just kind of like, I don't know, it had given me answers that I felt that I needed at that time. And the second portion, I wrote this later, because I also looked into him. I started reading some of his literature, and I took another quote that I really liked. A man who lies to himself and believes his own lies becomes unable to recognize truth, either in himself or anyone else, and he ends up losing respect for himself and for others. When he has no respect for anyone, he can no longer love, and in him, he yields to his impulses, indulges in the lowest forms of pleasure, and behaves in the end like an animal in satisfying his vices, and it all comes from lying to others and to yourself. No, it doesn't say that, but I should probably move this picture a little bit up to show my crappy handwriting. I think I wrote the first quote first, and the quote that Owen wrote was the one on the bottom. A man who lies to himself and believes his own lies becomes unable to recognize truth. And to some degree at that time, I was lying to myself. I can't remember about what, but it was about, like, the relationship that I was in. I was trying to make something work with somebody that didn't want or see the things I saw for the future. And I don't know. Him reading this quote at that time that I was dealing with that breakup fucked me up on a whole other level. And I wrote the quote down. And it was kind of, I don't think I wrote it down in the next page. No. But later I built up on the idea that I should recognize, right? Like, everything I've written in this fucking journal has been closely about improvement as much as possible. And I don't know. Facing the lies that I was telling myself at this time when I wrote this was a monumental task. And I'm not going to say that I learned those lessons fairly easy, because I remember still fucking repeating a fuck ton of dumb shit. And kind of puts a new spin on like me laying down my most recent burdens, because it's just like, it's not that I was lying to myself. It's that I was denying the truth for myself. I was denying certain aspects of what had happened, because I always want to see the good in people. I always want to be a nice person. Like, even if people do something fucked up to me, like, I'm still the type of fucking idiot who will find or make arguments to excuse people from these behaviors. And now I read this quote and it's completely different, because I don't think I have any more, or I probably still do have burdens to lay down. Who doesn't? But I've moved on from this portion of myself where I was always lying for one way or another. This time, as cringy as it fucking is. You see, now I remember so when I don't even know where the fuck I saw something, but I saw something that one of my high school students gave me. And it reminded me that his name was Keegan. He was Asian? I don't say he's Korean, but I don't remember. But he would always tell me, like, dude, you're a meme. Like, you're a walking meme. Like, and I never understood why him and the group of kids that always saw me would meme me out so hard. Like, when I was at the school, like, they used to call me mom. Like, I was like, what the fuck are you doing calling me mom? And then when I got the earrings, that changed to dad. And then these kids were always fucking with me all the time. But I guess something that really struck with me now was being a meme is just being relatable. Like, that's all it really is. And gave me a new perspective on, like, why I should be okay with not giving a fuck about putting any of this embarrassing shit on the internet, because it's like the tree getting struck by lightning. You just grow. You won't grow the exact same way, but you'll grow better from the experience. Like, nothing should really be a hindrance to me in my life right now. And just thinking about these ideas was very interesting to me. Yeah, and that's it. I just wanted to talk about these 3 pages. Right? Just these 3 pages. Yeah, that was my contract, and this was my poor attempts at drawing. I actually still kind of like these pictures, though. Especially my weird little cat that I tried drawing. Yeah, this was at a time that I had very little understanding on just drawing. So don't judge me too hard. Then I have pictures. Oh yeah. These are pictures of the moon that I took on the 9th or the 8th. I think it was the 8th. Either way, they're posted on my Instagram. I'd made a previous video, but I didn't like the video. Whatever. I was gonna wear my Trump hat to, like, block all the sweat from going down, because it's really hot today. It was 13:11. Nope, that's the wrong one. 13:10. That's 13:10. 13:13. Yeah, most of the pictures that I take, what usually ends up happening is the ones that, how do I say this? Some of my pictures that look the best always have interesting numbers. This is nope. It was 13:18. Why did I put that one here? Nah, this one's 131. Very nice. There was so much. That day still freaks me out. Like, there was just this interesting glow to the moon as it looks like it's stepping out of something. This is 139. Very nice. This is 133. Kind of looks similar to 139, right? I think the ISO is different, because I'm just I can tell only because it's either the f-stop or the shutter speed, because of the discoloration of the sides. I've been playing with cameras for a very long time. I think the very first time that I ever got handed a DSLR, I was this is 13. I think I was in middle school. I don't remember. I do remember the first picture that I took that was really good on a DSLR. My sister had bought these little booklets. They were like children's stories, but they were animals. One was a caterpillar, one was a cat, one was a dog. And I just remember like, hey, can I borrow your camera? Like, she gave me her camera. I took the little animals. This is my favorite picture that I took that day. It was the best picture that could put down the colors that I was looking at on that day. So when I got these they were like small little like children's books, but they were in the shape of animals, and I put them in the grass, and I like take a little photo shoot with all of them. And I remember showing my sister, and she was like hella surprised. Like, she's like, "You did this? No way. Did you really?" And like fell in love with cameras right then and there. It's kind of funny though. You know what I mean? Like, how as children we could be influenced to just have certain likes and certain dislikes. Like a great example with one of my nephews. So this is one of my nephews who's like white. He's like white. He's like blonde haired, blue eyed, like white. And his dad's Mexican and the mom's white. But he's growing up in Watts, whatever. His mom's not around, and he doesn't really get to like talk to anybody else. But I remember one of the things that he got really super interested in was magnets. And the only reason he got interested in magnets was because I had a little talk with him, and I'm like, "Oh, do you want to know how magnets are made?" And I explained to him that like natural magnets that you find on the earth are made when lightning strikes certain conductive metals and this and that. And just describing the story to him, I guess this little dude went to YouTube, did this, did that, and then he got really invested into loving magnets, loving electricity, and all this other stuff. And I was just like, whoa, how interesting that, right? Like these moments as kids really, really will kind of push you further and further. And very interesting conversations affirmations, either way. Yeah, I just think I'll end that here. Spoke enough. My name is Ramirez. Hopefully everyone has a great week, and the next video you might see is a political one.